The pelvis and the lower limbs. The pelvis is made up of 4 different bones. You have 2 coxa, you have the sacrum, and the coccyx. The coxa is the hip bone. You might also see it with an E. That is simply the plural. Whenever you see an AE at the end of a Latin word, that means that it's plural. So you have 2 coxa, one on this side and one on this side. So this is the whole bone here. The coxa, or the coxal bones, articulate with the sacrum in the back and then itself in the front. The coxa bone is made up of 3 portions. The largest portion is the ilium. This is the ilium here, the top portion, the portion that's flared. And this is just looking at it from the other side. So as you're looking at this picture and this picture you can see that hole here, that's where the femur sticks in. Where here, this is the other side, so the hole is facing down on this picture. The ilium, again, is this big top portion. Then we have the ischium. The ischium is where your butt is. These are called your sitting bones. That would be this portion here. Looking from the other side. Looking from the other side, it is this bone here. One way you can tell is this little portion that sticks out. And the third part is called the pubis. The pubis is in front. The pubis is here. And looking from the other side, the pubis is here. Now some parts and pieces that you need to know. The sacroiliac joint is the joint between the sacrum and the ilium, which would be here and here. The ischial spine is on the ischium. It's that little portion that sticks out that I said that's the thing that you can identify the ischium as. So the ischium is this part here, and you can tell because of the ischial spine, which is that little nubby that sticks out. The obturator foramen is the largest foramen in the body. That would be this foramen here. The pubis symphysis is the joint between the 2 pubis bones. So it would be the joint here in the front. It is a cartilage or cartilaginous joint. The pubic arch is the arch that the 2 pubis bones form as they come together. This is one way you can tell the difference between male and female, is that this arch here is going to be narrower in men and it's going to be wider in women. Other ways that you can tell the difference between a male and female pelvis is the pelvic outlet, which is here, is going to be much larger in women. The flare of the ilium is a little bit wider in females and a little bit narrower in males. And then the distance between the cup here, the acetabulum, and the obturator foramen is a little bit, I think, closer together in females than it is in males. Make sure you look in class at the 2 different male and female pelvises so that way you can kind of get a better feel for what a female and a male pelvis looks like. The other thing is in females, the coxal bone is a little bit more movable, and in men it's a little bit more fused. And the last part that you need to know is this cup here. This cup is where the femur articulates with the coxa. This is called the acetabulum. The femur. The femur is the thigh bone. It's the longest, strongest bone in the body. Head of the femur is here. On the head of the femur, there's a little divot. If you take a look at the head, there's a little indentation. It's the fovea capitis. Then you have the greater and lesser trochanter. Trochanters are only found on the femur. Behind the head, there are 2 large bumps, here and here. The bigger bump would be the greater trochanter, and the little bump is a lesser trochanter. If you want to look on this picture here, this would be the greater trochanter, and then this would be the lesser. The medial and lateral condyle, these are the parts of the bone that articulate with the shin or the tibia. Remember, medial is towards the midline and lateral is towards the outside. So if we take a look at the head is what fits in to the coxa. So the medial condyle is going to be on the same side as the head. The lateral condyle is going to be on the opposite side of the head because the bone fits in with that head, so that's going to be closer to the midline of the body. So medial is on the same side of the head, and the lateral is on the opposite side. So if we're looking over here, the medial is going to be on the same side of the head, and the lateral is going to be on the opposite. The patella is the kneecap. This is embedded in a tendon, and it slides in a groove that is formed between the femur and the tibia. And remember, the patella is a sesamoid bone. The tibia is the shin bone. It is this bone here. This first picture with the number 3 on it is from the front, and the other picture here is from the back. On the tibia, you need to know the tibial tuberosity. That is marked with the number 3. It's that big, large bump at the top. And the other thing that you need to know is the medial malleolus. The malleolus is the ankle bumps on either side of your ankle, the kind of bump that sticks out. Those are your malleolus. The tibia has the medial, which is right here. The fibula. The fibula is a small, thin bone that sits behind the tibia, here or here. And on the fibula is the lateral malleolus. So this is going to be the outside ankle bone. There and there. The tarsus is the ankle. They are tarsal bones. The calcaneus is this purple bone. This is what makes up your heel, here or here. The talus is this yellow bone. This is what articulates with the tibia and fibula. The navicular is kind of the horizontal bone here just in front of the talus. The cuboid is the vertical one here and here. Then you have the cuneiforms. There are 3 cuneiforms, and they are starting at the big toe, 1, 2, and 3. So the first, second, and third cuneiform. So your navicular sits right behind those cuneiforms, and the cuboid is there off to the side. The metatarsals make up the bridge of your foot. And again, just like your hand, the big toe is 1, 2, 3, 4, and your pinky toe is 5. And just like your hand, the phalanges are very similar. You have 2 in your big toe and 3 in all the rest of your toes. The closest one is going to be the proximal phalange. The furthest one is going to be the distal phalange. And then the one in the middle on your toes is going to be the middle phalange. So your big toe only has the proximal and the distal, where the other ones have the proximal, middle, distal, proximal, middle, distal.